Thanks for tuning in to your favorite weekly digest about last week's cybersecurity news. In less than 5 minutes, we'll give you the big picture. Let's start. Data breaches. Andrew Tate's platform compromised. Hacktivists breached Andrew Tate's educational platform, leaking user data and disrupting live streams. Ardagh Glass data breach settlement. A $2.75 million settlement was reached for a 2021 breach that compromised personal information of over 5,300 individuals. Bears Furniture Company. Data breach settlement. Victims of an August 2022 breach exposing employee data are eligible for compensation. Ransomware attacks. Mexican government investigates ransomware attack. The Legal Affairs Office of the Mexican government suffered a ransomware attack, with hackers leaking employee data and issuing ransom demands. Russian national indicted for Phobos ransomware operations. U.S. authorities indicted Evgeny Petitsin for operating the Phobos ransomware, affecting over 1,000 victims worldwide and collecting approximately $16 million in ransoms. Cybersecurity incidents. China-linked hackers steal wiretap. Federal investigators reported that China-affiliated hackers infiltrated multiple U.S. telecommunications providers, stealing data related to legal wiretaps and eavesdropping on conversations of government and political individuals. Cyber attacks. Targeting private schools. A report by the Austractorate reveals a growing trend of cyber attacks against small businesses and wealthy private schools, with incidents increasing by 8% over the past year. Undersea cable incidents. Authorities in Germany and Finland are investigating the severing of an undersea data cable in the Baltic Sea, suspecting sabotage. The Sea Lion 1 cable running from Helsinki to Rostock was damaged, raising concerns about the security of critical infrastructure amid ongoing geopolitical tensions. Following the severing of 2 undersea fiber optic cables connecting Sweden to Lithuania and Finland to Germany, there are growing fears of sabotage and hybrid warfare, potentially linked to Russia. The incidents have prompted European authorities to enhance monitoring and protection of critical undersea infrastructure. Vulnerabilities in security appliances. A critical zero-day vulnerability, identified as CVE 2024-0012, in Palo Alto Networks' PAN-OS software, was actively exploited. This allowed unauthenticated attackers to gain administrator privileges through the management web interface. Approximately 2,000 internet-exposed Palo Alto firewalls were compromised. Additionally, a design flaw in Fortinet's VPN server logging mechanism was discovered. This flaw enabled attackers to hide successful credential verifications during brute force attacks, thereby evading detection. Geopolitical and legislative updates. The UK is taking significant measures to bolster its defense against cyber attacks from Russian and Chinese hackers. This includes introducing new legislation and expanding regulations. Over the past week, several critical vulnerabilities with a common vulnerability scoring system score higher than 8.5 have been identified. CVE 2024-21678 is a high-severity stored cross-site scripting vulnerability that affects Confluence data center versions, starting from 2.7.0. An authenticated attacker can execute arbitrary HTML or JavaScript code in a victim's browser, leading to significant confidentiality impacts. This vulnerability has a CVSS score of 8.5. CVE 2023-22508 is a remote code execution vulnerability present in Confluence data center and server versions from 7.4.0 onwards. Authenticated attackers can execute arbitrary code affecting confidentiality, integrity, and availability. This vulnerability also has a CVSS score of 8.5. CVE 2023-22513 impacts Bitbucket data center and server versions starting from 8.0.0. Authenticated attackers can execute arbitrary code, leading to high impacts on confidentiality, integrity, and availability. The CVSS score is 8.5. Lastly, CVE 2023-22516 is a high-severity remote code execution vulnerability in Bamboo Data Center and server versions from 7.13.0. Authenticated attackers can execute arbitrary code, significantly impacting system confidentiality, integrity, and availability. This vulnerability has a CVSS score of 8.5. All my original content is created on a sharing is caring philosophy. A share, a like, and a subscribe to the channel can help to support the efforts to keep up with new material. Thanks, stay tuned, and take care.